Magandang araw po, ginang piloton. Bago po simulan ang aking presentasyon, nais ko munang ipakilala ang aking sarili. Ako nga po pala si Maria Angeline Ikaga at kasalukuyan nagpapakadalubhasa sa asignaturang Pilipino. At ang pamagat po ng aking presentasyon ay Vygotsky Socio-Cultural Development. Learning Compass. Explain why Vygotsky theory is called socio-cultural. 2. Differentiated Vygotsky and theory views on cognitive development. 3. Explain what scaffolding is useful in teaching skills. But before that, let's proceed to Vygotsky theory all about. Vygotsky theory K-10 is that social interaction plays a very important role in cognitive development. He believed that individual development could not be understood without looking into social and cultural contexts within which development happened. Scaffolding is Vygotsky term for teachers' appropriate assistance to assess the learner in accomplishing a task. Vygotsky is all about the socializations of a person in which the person developed without looking into social and cultural context kung asa nahitabo ang pagdevelop sa usa ka tawo. Ang scaffolding is a way of teaching where a teacher will give a particular kind of support where the student learn individually in accomplishing tasks. When Vygotsky was a young boy, he was educated under a teacher who used the Socratic method. This method was a frequent question and answer approach that allowed Vygotsky examine current thinking and practice higher understanding level. Together with his interest in literature and his work as a teacher, this experience led him to recognize social interactions and language as two central factors in cognitive development. His theory became known as Socio-Cultural theory of development. So, diri nga part sa kapanahunan kuno ni Vygotsky, sa sila pa'y mga students, he was educated under a teacher nga nagamit og Socratic method. So, what is Socratic method? The type of teaching where the teacher asks for questions instead nga maghatag og lections para mahimong guide sa usa ka estudyante nga makat-on on her own. In a way, sa iyang strategy, mas mahatagan og higher level and understanding ang usa ka estudyante. According to Vygotsky theories, 1978, social interaction is the vital to the development of cognition since community is essential to the act of making meaning. A socio-cultural theory of cognitive development has been created by Vygotsky, though some of his publications are still being translated from Russian. He died at the age of 38, leaving his theories incomplete. He created his theories during the same period as Jean Piaget was. Began to develop his concept 1920s to 1930s. Here are some differentiations of Piaget and Vygotsky's theory. So, social interactions. How an individual developments became evident through the individual's processing of the task. So sa part ni Piaget, giunsa kuno pag-develop sa usa ka tawo pinaagi sa individual. So in Vygotsky theory of social interactions, more social. Social interactions contribute to the cognitive development of individuals. Ang pakig-socialize sa usa ka tawo makatabang para mas ma-develop niya ang iyang kagalingon ug mas matagan og opportunity ang iyang kagalingon nga makig-socialize sa uban pang tawo. The social environment or the community takes on a major role in one's development. Ang pakig-socialize sa usa ka tao o sa atong palibot, sa atong environment, dakong contribution para sa atong individual nga mas mulambo ang atong self-confidence. So second, cultural factors. As the child develops and matures, he gets through universal stage of cognitive development that allows him to move from simple explorations with senses and muscles to complex reasoning. Magkaanang og develop ang usa ka tawo as well as maturity. Moagi siya og universal stages, step by step nga pag-develop hangtod nga mas ma-learn si Ja from lowest to highest level of understanding. So mas basic na lang niya nga pagsabot ang usa ka butang. So next is from Vygotsky's cultural factors. Wide range of experience that culture would give to a child. The unique culture influences child to response from birth, including costumes and beliefs around food, artistic expressions, language, and etc. So, rule of language by Piaget. The language provides levels for children's experience or egocentric speech. What is egocentric speech? Egocentric speech is a crucial adaptive behavior in normal development, refers to the verbalizations typically used by children aged 2 to 7 during adaptive tasks, enhancing their problem-solving abilities. For rule of language of Vygotsky, language plays a powerful role in shaping thought. Ang ideya na ating nuhubog ng ating wika at ang ating kaisipan at pananaw. Ang tao nagsasalita ng iba't ibang wika ay maaaring makaranas ng mundo sa natatanging paraan dahil sa kanilang wikang nakaka-impluwensya sa kanilang mga kaisipan. Zone of proximal development. When a child attempts to perform a skill alone, he/she may not be immediately proficient at it. So, alone, he/she may not perform at a certain level of competency. We refer to as the zone of actual development. However, the guidance of a more knowledgeable other or MTO, competent adult, or a more advanced peer, the child can perform at a higher level of competency. The differences between what the child can accomplish alone and what he/she can accomplish with the guidance of another is what Vygotsky referred to as the zone of proximal development. The zone represents as a learning opportunity where the knowledgeable adults such as a teacher or parents or a more advanced peer can assess child's development. The supportive assistance that lets the child accomplish the task he/she cannot accomplish independently is called scaffolding. The scaffolding is not about doing the task for the child while he watches. It's not about taking shortcuts for the child. Scaffolding should involve the judicious assistance given by adult or peer. The child can move from the zone of actual to the zone of proximal development. As learners become more proficient, able to complete tasks independently that they could not initially do without an assistance, the guidance can be withdrawn. This is called the scaffolding and fade-away technique. When done appropriately, scaffolding can make a learner confident and eventually he can accomplish the task without any need for assistance. How far have you gone? An exercise in scaffolding. 1. Choose a skill you are good at. 2. Identify an individual to whom you can teach these skills. 3. Break down the steps you will take in teaching the skills. 4. Determine how you will use scaffolding. Describe the specific actions you will do to the scaffolding. 5. Teach the skills to the individual. 6. Describe how the learner activity went.